Who were you before society told you who to be? Who were you before the conditioning? Before the church's conditional love or your parents' conditional love? Who were you? Do you know who you are? Can you find that person again through all the filters of all the projections of society's bullshit of telling you who you need to be, how you need to feel, how you should feel it, when you should feel it, how to act, how to think, how to breathe? Before all this projection, do you remember who you are? At the base level. When did it start? When did it begin? Will it ever end? There's just so much to cycle out once you're awake and aware of the conditional love that has been put upon you. It's difficult to come back from, but it's possible, and it's a beautiful process because that's something I'm going through, and I think it's going to be a lifetime. And that's one thing I've stopped doing. I'm like, oh, I see a situation, a problem, I need to attack it, mend it, heal it, and move on. Oh, it sounds so good on paper. It sounds so good from the cerebral portion of my being, but in reality this is a lifetime of unraveling these conditions that have been projected onto us, other people's baggage of how they think you should live and how you should feel is part of our programming as children, adolescents, even into adulthood. We have a lot to rewind, and there's nothing wrong with you, there's nothing wrong with me. We are perfect just as we are, but a lot of us have been told that we're not, and it's so wrong. And you can't even get bitter because we're dealing with generational conditioning from our parents, grandparents, and beyond down the lineage. And the most important part is that you are aware and conscious, and you break that cycle. The cycle stops with you. The cycle stops with me of whatever it may be, my father's neglect, or your mother's narcissism, or whatever. Pick a topic, pick a thing that you see in your family that is going on generation to generation. Now that you're aware of it, that's it. You're aware. You have it's 10% awareness, 90% shift, because you got to put in the work. You gotta press the levers. You gotta swap out the wiring and re-solidify connections. That's the work. That's where the shift is. And give yourself grace, because this is not an easy process. It hasn't been an easy process for me. I'm almost 40, and the stuff that's filtering out from years and years of conditional love, and you're only good enough if you're not like this, you can't be that. And it's amazing how those things still ring in your head. And I've talked to people older than me, and they're still going through it. And it's just amazing how delicate we are as beings. And I see this with my children. It's a young program, and you can program it negatively, or you can program it positively. I want to shift a lot of things so that my kids don't go through it. I don't want to dig for the light with them. I want to show them where it is. Where it's always been. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with them. You're beautiful and perfect as you are. Don't ever let anybody take that from you.